This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, August 12th, 2020. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tony Strong Pratt has a new job in the city of Annapolis. Mayor Buckley has hired her as a community outreach support navigator, which I'm not quite sure what that means, but to assist the victims of chronic substance use or traumatic situations. She's going to be working 30 hours a week, connecting residents directly to resources and service providers. In a release from City Hall, they said the position will involve contacting individuals in locations where there's a high risk for overdoses or with a high prevalence of violence. Once the connections are established, the navigator will work with individuals to address barriers to obtaining services, to include housing, treatment, health care, or other human service needs. Finally, the navigator will coordinate transportation and continue with advocacy and support. On accepting the position, Strong Pratt said, "I will fight tirelessly to bring about positive change, not for a particular group, but for all people. My faith is my foundation, and advocating for these needing a voice is my passion." She will be required to send a written report to the mayor each week, which will be a way to judge the progress to ensure that objectives and goals are being met. Her position began yesterday, and it does earn $25 per hour. The Maryland State Police are warning gun dealers about an email phishing scam. Apparently, there are emails going to Maryland gun dealers that appear to come from the Maryland State Police Licensing Division. It's not from the Licensing Division, and the State Police are warning all gun dealers to make sure that it comes from an @maryland.gov email address. This is called phishing, and as with any phishing scheme, you want to make sure that you do check that you have the right address. Usually there's a drop-down arrow next to the return address or possibly a link that you can hover over or view, and it will show you the email address that it truly is coming from, so you make sure you get the right one. Governor Hogan, Insurance Commissioner Kathleen Bahrain, and the Maryland Health Benefit Exchange announced that they are going to be reopening the special enrollment period for health care until December 15th. More than 54,000 Marylanders enrolled in the special opening March 18th through July 15th, and they are going to do it again. The governor said reopening the special enrollment period is another way we are helping Marylanders weather this storm, get back on their feet, and recover. Now, the special enrollment is for private health plans only. Those who qualify for Medicaid may enroll at any time of the year. If you want to enroll, you want to visit marylandhealthconnection.gov, or you can go download a free app called Enroll MHC. It's a mobile app there. So if you do not have health insurance, get on the stick. You've got until December 15th, marylandhealthconnection.gov. And if you do have health insurance and you ever decide to need it because you may have had a heart attack, well, you are in luck because Anne Arundel Medical Center has once again received the Mission Lifeline Gold Plus Receiving Quality Achievement Award for their treatment of patients who suffer from severe heart attacks. Every year, more than 250,000 people experience what they call a STEMI, S-T-E-M-I. It's a big, long acronym, which is the deadliest type of heart attack. And Anne Arundel Medical Center came through with shining colors. Jerome Siegel, the medical director of cardiovascular services at AAMC, said, "This award is a testament to our consistent, coordinated team approach that is quick and efficient in delivering life-saving care during this time and into the future." If you want to learn a little bit more about Anne Arundel Medical Center's heart services, you want to go to askaamc.org/heart. And finally, this is a great story. A U.S. Naval Academy economics instructor, Lieutenant Yvonne Armstrong, has been selected as a finalist for the Ms. Veteran America contest. Now, yes, it is a beauty contest. It is a beauty competition, but it is really to highlight the woman beyond the uniform. The proceeds of the event do benefit homeless veteran women and their children through a nonprofit called Final Salute. On being named a finalist, she said, "As a finalist for Miss Veteran America, my hope is to raise awareness of homeless women veterans and their children, which is currently the fastest growing homeless population in America." Now, Armstrong began her naval career as an enlisted mess management specialist back in 2003, and she really has a great personal story to add to all of this. She enlisted in the Navy in 2003 as a mess cook. She had just lost her mother suddenly from a major heart attack. She was recently divorced with a 3-year-old son. She had no support system, was working 2 other jobs besides being in the military. Things got so bad that she was homeless for a period of time, and she pretended to use the public swimming pools just so that her son and she could take a shower. Quite a story for a woman who has turned her life around. The 2020 Miss Veteran America competition is going to be held virtually this year because, well, COVID, on October 11th in Orlando, Florida. If you want to find out more information about it, you can go to MsVeteranAmerica.org and learn all about it. Oh, and that 3-year-old that was homeless with his mother back in 2003, he's still very close to his mom, a lot closer than you might imagine because Zion Armstrong is a third-class midshipman right here at the United States Naval Academy. Great story. Congratulations to Lieutenant Armstrong, and congratulations to Zion. All right, that does wrap it up for us today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day for updates to these stories and more. If you're someplace you can leave us a rating or a review, please do that. And let your friends, family, and colleagues know how to get hold of this podcast, how to download it so they can get it too. Other than that, hang tight. We've got George Young with your local DMV weather forecast. He's coming up in just 1 minute, but you know who's coming up next. It's Rick Peters from Solar Energy Services.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Wednesday, August 12th. Yesterday was another hot one as expected, with more sunshine and 80s and 90s across Anne Arundel County. But today will be a much different story as a frontal boundary moves into the region from the west and then gets hung up for a bit on the east coast of the U.S., bringing multiple rounds of rain to the area. Look for highs today to again be in the upper 80s to lower 90s with a threat of heavy rain from slow-moving thunderstorms, which is why a flash flood watch is in effect for the PM hours today, as some areas could see 1 to 2 inches of rain or more wherever these slow-moving storms hit. Cooler tomorrow with highs low to mid-80s, but more clouds and rain with the general setup for Friday through Sunday being pretty much the same. Highs in the 80s with a daily chance of showers and storms, a trend that could very well extend into next week, as temps could settle into a period of at or below average highs for several days in a row as we cross the midway point of August and get that much closer to a return to a new school year. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DC MDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and use our website each day at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Here's to the teacher who spends her weekend helping children who need a little extra attention. To the soldier who missed the birth of his baby while serving overseas. To the EMT working full-time and taking night classes. To the police officers and firefighters working long hours away from their families to keep our families safe. Here's to you, our hometown heroes. I'm Alan Hyatt, Chairman and President of Severn Bank, and we know there are many heroes among us, men and women who serve without expecting anything in return, which is why we're honored to offer our Hometown Heroes program to educators, law enforcement officers, firefighters, first responders, healthcare workers, and military personnel. Whether you're opening a checking account or buying a new home, we're here to give back to you. Learn more about our Hometown Heroes program at severnbank.com. Severn Bank, here with you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.